Yeah.
The overlay.
6 o'clock.
Alright, call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock, start with the roll call.
Scene present.
From this tax breakdown.
Record present.
Here's here. Alan's here.
I got here.
And Hillsman's here. Alright. We'll start by going through the meeting minutes from the last meeting, December 30th. Take a minute to review them. Lena, was your name spelled right in full?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Actually, now that I said that, she was 50-50 with my name last time.
Oh,
Howdy,
Howdy.
this, Rosemary's got some papers for you.
Okay.
Ever got any edits?
Am I able to, since I wasn't at the,
You can't vote on it.
huh?
Vote?
You can't vote on it, but you can point
Oh,
out
I
mistakes.
can't, all right. Well, I don't know if it's me or not, cause I'm reading with one eye usually, but anyways, the unassigned fund balance.
Mhm.
It says leaving 608,000 for cash on hand. Is that correct?
Yes,
It was, okay. The other one was, under capital reserve fund, second page, where it says Chairman Hillsman made a motion to approve 4915, blah, blah, blah. Is that supposed to be $34,000?
49-15-01.
Yeah, there seems to be a zero missing there.
Yeah.
oh,
No. Oh. Yeah, there is a zero missing, but it is supposed to be 34,000. Good catch.
And then, on the adjournment, where everyone, you made a motion, and everyone said aye, but I wasn't there, so I couldn't have.
Well, you were here in spirit,
Yeah, I sure was.
and I'm sure if you were here, you would have wanted to leave.
Oh, I don't know.
Usually the ESPN stuff.
Yeah. So that would make past 500.
Yes, it would. And you were absent. Oh, now that Vicky's done all the hard work, anybody got anything else? Alright, then I make a motion to approve the budget committee meeting minutes of December 30th, 2025,
I'll second it.
as amended. Second by Leo. Give me a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Any
I
opposed?
abstained.
And I'm abstaining from Vicky, even though she agreed to leave the meeting. Okay, 2 down. I had a request from our co-chair to review the BA before we did the other thing,
oh,
so.
yes. Would
You
like
thought I
to?
forgot about you, right?
No.
You wanna lead it?
Well, the reason I brought it up to maybe look at the budget to actual before we get into amending things or the warrant article draft is because as of this budget to actual, which I guess was through last Thursday, we went significantly over on the payments to GWRSD, which put us over budget as a whole.
By 5.93%.
Was that the $600,000 or something?
Yes, so if you haven't seen it yet,
What page is that on?
so page 9 is where the payments to other governments are, toward the top of that page. So we had budgeted about 3.3 million to the school district. And the actual is 3.98 million, so it's just under $676,000 over. And then at the very end of the document, total expenses, that puts us $397,531 over budget for the entire budget.
Hey, you're here.
So,
I'm here.
Would you like to field that one?
I didn't get to look into it today. I know Elena had brought it up to me earlier. I didn't get to look into it much today because I was, looking at the score sheet and getting that all taken care of. One thing I will mention is QuickBooks Online during the switch has been nothing but a headache going from desktop to online. So I really would like to look into that to ensure that, but I can't really give you an answer because I need to look into it. I can tell you, we do pay based off the schedule for Governor Wentworth. So they give us a schedule each year. They run it a year of July 1st to June 30th instead of, how we go January to December. So I'll take a look into that and ensure there's nothing because of the switch added to it or that, but I don't have that at the moment.
so since they have a different fiscal year, do we receive a schedule in like July of,
The last couple months, I think, don't usually get provided until we get close to June. So this might reflect 2026's payment to the school. There's usually a skip month and then a payment like in May or June or something, one of those is a skip, I think.
April is I believe the skip month.
So that might represent that, just saying. Because our tax effort for 2025, according to our tax breakdown, was somewhere around 3,640,000 somewhere, I think. So this is a bigger number, which is kind of weird because this carries over. So you shouldn't have a $3.9 million when the school budget hasn't finalized yet. Our tax breakdown is the school's effort with the education tax included. So something doesn't look right, that's just my,
Yeah, so I'm definitely more than happy to research that, and I can do that tomorrow and see
Okay.
what's going on. I didn't have time. I know Elena had mentioned it
Yeah.
to me today and I
Okay.
didn't get to it in time.
Thought maybe you had a chance. And how we doing with the payroll mess?
Still mess.
Still a mess? Is it gonna be done before tax forms have to go out? The end of the month?
I would hope so.
Okay.
It should be.
Chris, did you have something else? You started to raise your hand.
So the school that we'd hope to have the school board in here, the chairman and our representative. They were scheduled for a meeting and then we had a snowstorm, so we ended up canceling that meeting, right? Yeah, we moved
We
it, so.
moved it to Monday.
But 2 weeks ago is when we got the payment schedule and our responsibility from the school district, because they finalized their proposed budget, so it was about 2 weeks ago. And in lieu of interrupting the meeting, my copy is in that drawer I saw, but 2 weeks ago we got that. It's pay what they send us a bill for. That's it. So,
Usually they have a schedule of the 12 months.
Right, they do.
that's what we just
So
got.
we shouldn't be getting a surprise increase.
Well, there was something with their whole insurance situation where I've seen it in the newspapers.
Not Governor Wentworth.
Yes. Yeah. They had some crazy, the like insurance company for the school district said, hey, you owe us like an extra $1 million or $3 million or something.
That was,
That was good, that was King, that was Kenneth.
Kenneth.
No. No, I mean, I've
So
read,
what is it's not Health Trust, it was,
I don't remember.
I know what it's called, the big insurance company that just folded.
I forgot. It was all in Conway.
And it was all in Conway.
I mean, I've been getting the independent. It's a lot different than it used to be, but, and I've seen a lot of it in Wolfboro discussions. So I think they ended up like coming to some agreement for the short term, but like the school district had to make up a surprise payment to that. I don't know if
There's
they
still
would have
some
passed
issues.
it on, but
Yeah, no.
you'd think we would have known that.
I think you would have got a notice here at the town office if there was something.
Yeah.
They have a
But
budget
if we
schedule.
just pay what they bill us, then I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, we didn't see an uptick in the bill. I mean, whatever they provided first of the year, that's what we pay for schedule. You got it? Okay, I don't know,
Yeah, we'll get hit in the second half.
I gotta have mine, but.
Okay,
Well, I mean, if this is correct, that's gonna affect things
yes,
going forward.
yep, so hopefully by the time we unscramble what's left of the QuickBooks mess, we'll be where we're supposed to be for 2025.
Sorry. I was,
I said hopefully after we finish unscrambling the QuickBooks mess, we'll be where we're supposed to be for 2025.
yes,
Okay, thank you.
but also, if I may add, Chair.
Yeah,
So, even though the school payment is reflecting on that B2A, that's not part of the operating budget itself, because that's in a separate.
And that operating budget, when you look at it, that's on an Excel spreadsheet. So when you see that we're over budget, cause that always concerned me too, and it has since I got elected, that includes all the 7,000s and 9,000s. So you've gotta exclude all of that stuff.
That's what's
So the actual operating
cut off here.
budget falls before that, so,
yeah, the individual budgets were fine, it's just the bottom line number. To your point. Like for 2025, everybody's budget was under, or close to, except for
it's
this
the
one.
bottom line
Yeah.
is not, we're not over,
Well, it looks like we are.
we're,
No, I understand what you're saying, Chris, I know that doesn't subtotal for
again,
the
where do
operating
you say it
budget.
looks like we are? Where are you seeing
So-
that? In the budget
Well,
versus
not,
actual?
not the operating
Yeah.
budget, that was what Chris is saying, and that asked for that
Sure.
earlier, Chris, is a cutoff after the.
Right.
The 47s, and start at the 49s as a supplemental to separate that.
I mean, there's the payments to other governments, and then at the end, total expenses, net operating, that, it's 400 at the end.
Okay, I'm talking about our operating budget.
So that cutoff is here, but we don't have a
Okay.
we don't have a subtotal,
Right,
but if you look at the individual accounts, so general assistance was over.
I mean, I understand that it's kind of a separate thing, but it's still, we have a certain amount of money in the bank, we have
Yeah,
a certain
yeah.
amount of money we plan to give the school district, and then we have a certain amount of money that we've supposedly
Right.
paid them, and it's almost $700,000 more than we
Yeah,
budgeted.
not for nothing, but Elena is correct.
about the insurance thing?
Yeah, it's a company called School Care.
Okay,
They sent a deficit bill of $1.6 million to Governor Wentworth.
well, yeah, Conway had it too, but it was called something else, so that was the big one that I thought we were gonna talk about.
Is there more on that, or
I mean,
keep an eye on it with Caitlin?
yeah, like to understand it for sure. I mean, maybe our budget number was wrong.
Well, not if they're sending a bill for, not if it's an insurance bill that there was some kind of error somewhere.
I would give a chance for Caitlin to review it, QuickBooks, see where the issue is.
Okay, I agree.
That sheet.
Did you have another question before we move on, or you good? I don't wanna rush you, I just,
No, I think that, I just wanted to point that out before we start talking about how we're using unassigned fund balance.
valid point. Okay. Alright, so, next in your packet is 415005. On the agenda, that would fall under any other business to be determined, because apparently one of these budget sheets slipped through the cracks with the new accounting system, so both the select board and the budget committee need to approve this. So, Leo, you wanna go first?
Yeah. This is concerning trustees of the trust funds who missed the salary, so make a motion to approve 4150-05 trustees of the trust funds in the amount of $300 for 2026.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
I'm listening. Oh,
Did you
yeah,
say
no.
300?
$300.
Okay, alright.
Alright, so BOS approved it for 300.
I just don't, I mean, that's a huge statement I just made, I just move on without
Go ahead.
Yep,
spending my money.
alright, so I will make a motion to approve 4150-05 trustees of the trust funds for 300.
Second
Second by Vicky. Any further discussion? Questions? Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright. That one's done. Oops. That one's done. Okay, so now we have to review 4901-01 of the warrants. This has been amended. You have, I gave you copies of what we originally voted on, which is behind the new sheet. So originally we voted 588,402. The new sheet has some of the unassigned fund balance data in it, as well as proposal from the select board to put 300,000 from the unassigned fund balance coming from the auction into a warrant. Actually, you guys have the warrant sheets too. I don't remember which number it is. Your warrant sheets are in the back, but basically to be used towards the future municipal building. If one of the select members wanna embellish upon that, or we can just read the warrant article.
Yeah, I'll embellish on it. Find my paperwork here. We had a auction this,
It's number 3. Sorry,
excuse?
go ahead.
We had an auction, last December on, town-owned property, I think it was, 18.
13.
And we made approximately, we'll have to find a figure, but we're almost up to $400,000. That was, town will benefit from that auction. So we're proposing to, we propose, to put $300,000 in the building fund committee for the new building for behind us and at the fire station. For, blueprints, whatever is needed to be done initially until we get the final approval from the town in the future, so.
Okay.
No,
So we're
go
not-
Go right
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go
Ladies,
ahead.
ladies first, right, Mike?
No, it's up to you, what do you want me?
Go ahead.
Ladies first.
So, considering what we just heard, that we may have this huge increase coming that could eat up all of that money. That would be one
Excuse
reason I
me?
would probably stay away from that. The second reason is having the flexibility to access that cash, but in the general fund would be, I think, more prudent. Because we've got a lot of warrant articles and increases in our budget now for taxes. So that money potentially could offset, and I was gonna look at that to offset some taxes. But now in light of the school, that's another reason to have it on hand. You tie it up into a fund that we can't use for other things, I'd be a little concerned. I can't support it.
How much of that $400,000 did we receive before the year ended?
We will receive it in the next week or two.
None, before the year ended.
None.
So that's not part of the unassigned fund balance.
It will be at
It
time.
will be next year.
It's 2026.
For 2026 it will be.
When 2026 ends.
Well, that's cash coming in, that's gonna be available by town meeting if it's paid. There's gotta be a 30, 60, 90 days for people to pay for that auction, right?
30.
30.
That's
Yeah, that's
today.
Right.
So because of my little job here, I review all of the deeds as they come through, and I've only seen 2 properties close. Neither of them were the PK. So are
Okay.
people meeting their
Before the
closing requirements? Are they all gonna go through?
My understanding is from the
extended?
lawyer, I'm not, from the lawyer, basically everything's going through.
What'd you say from the lawyer, what?
Everything's going through. Everything was sold, everything's being bought.
Is that the town's attorney or different?
Sager.
Sager, what do you, okay.
Do you have anything before
I just, spending money before it's in hand isn't, nothing I'm comfortable with.
And you got a
I'm
chance
not-
to, we have a chance to take it off the warrants down the road if it doesn't, comes in.
How much has it come in so far?
None yet. Within a couple weeks. Caitlin, you had more, dialogue with, Sager concerning the auction. So when would you expect the money to come in?
So they had 30 days from when the auction had taken place,
Today.
which would make mark today. So I should be hearing from Sager, they have the information about what should be owed to the town. Regarding back taxes, costs, penalties, which came to about 383,000 that the town would be getting. So I'm hopeful to hear from them by this week. Could be next week, depending on the information for closing and everything like that, but they have all the totals, all the information, I'm just waiting on them now.
That you're gonna hear, or
Here,
when are
get a
we
check.
receiving cash
Here,
in
get a
hand?
check.
I would prefer to put this off till the next meeting.
Till
I
the
prefer
check's-
to,
I mean, we could,
Till the check's clear.
we
You don't
can,
have
we can
any-
table this if you want, table this, well, the whole thing, but we got a couple more things to cover, but I agree with the rest of the board, I don't feel comfortable committing money that we don't have to a project that doesn't have a price tag and has not been voted on by the town yet, that just doesn't make sense to me. So we can table this for now, actually, we're supposed to approve these by the next meeting, in 2 weeks, I mean, we could do that beforehand. Go ahead, Chris.
If I may offer, this is a joint meeting, so we can not table that and we can make that decision right now and talk about moving forward, because given the conversation about the school stuff, I just said to Rosemary, we were trying to vote on the trustees, and she's like, "Are you gonna vote?" And I said, I can't get past Elena's statement
Okay,
and trying to figure out, I can't move on, that's a pretty bold statement to say that we're over budget, cause that's breaking the law, so I wanna get to the bottom of this before we even move on with anything else and vote on any other budgets.
okay,
So having said all of that, I am for doing away with the proposed $300,000 in unreserved fund balance. I'm just 1/3, but that is my position. It can wait until 2027 if we have the money. Because, and if I just may add, so it is 30 days from the auction, that's just the way it goes, it's 30 days from the auction. Within that 30-day window, which adds to this whole timeline thing, if the primary winner, highest bidder doesn't come forward, then the auctioneer goes to the reserve bidder. Then they have an undisclosed amount of time to come up with the cash money. But it's not at the high bidder, it's at their bid.
Right,
So the second bidder, which is a little bit less, it's not a lot, it's not a lot less, but
it's still
you know,
less.
it is still less. Having that knowledge, I'm for, you know, axing this idea and putting it on 2027, because we're already taking the position that we're not going to even entertain having budget numbers for any proposed buildings until 2027 anyway, so we can do that in line with those buildings, if we have the money.
Do you wanna address this now, or do you wanna let the budget committee finish and then address it for this particular sheet?
We'll address it now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just did my motion.
Make a motion.
Alright, let me make the motion. I make the motion, we remove the proposed $300,000. We're proposing for the ETF out of the profits for the auction.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Alright, so that gets scratched. Another thing I noticed on the revised 4901-01, originally we had reduced the air pack CRF to 20,000. At the
Correct.
chief's request, that wasn't reflected on here. You still good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Then we have two other things that are in the warrant article that I don't believe were in the warrant article when we first discussed this, for the fire department revolving fund and the police department revolving fund. We'd originally agreed to a $1 placeholder on
Oh,
those.
do you have to vote on this?
What's that?
Do you have to vote on this budget?
Well, we have to vote on the whole package, the whole revised package. This is what we voted on originally, we need to vote on the whole thing, this
Yeah,
is
I'm
got
just trying
taken
to-
out, we just adjusted this and.
Okay, I got it.
And I had two more things I wanted to discuss.
Is it going to be different than what we approved last?
Well, so I would ask you if you haven't read number 4, which is the fire department one, I believe the police department one reads similar. Basically, they want a trust fund so that any fees and billings they collect go into this trust fund to be used towards the purposes listed above at the select board's approval.
This is where it paid so far, cause it goes July to June.
So if you want a minute to read that before I kick off my comments.
It'll be 4 and 5.
It'd be 4 and 5. I'm sure that, I think they read pretty much identical.
Well. Except the police one, the revenue comes from special details, and the fire one, the revenue comes from a whole bunch of potential sources.
Yeah, well, just, I mean, well, we'll adjust both, but to the, but for the two of them as a whole, personally, I think it's, first of all, bad policy to let departments keep fees and revenues they collect in a fund for their own use. They'd be no different than our treasurer keeping dog tag license fees and, I'm sorry, clerk keeping dog tags license fees and registration fees, the guys at the transfer station keeping the fees they collect for their use. I mean, we have budgeted items for this stuff that's approved by the select board and the budget committee. So from a policy standpoint, I think that's bad policy. And like I said, most of this stuff is funded anyway, through the operating budgets. So, I mean, personally, I just, like, I think it's bad policy and I can't support it.
I agree.
I'm not really familiar with revolving funds, but I agree with you in the sense that this sort of mechanism is not something I've seen in the other towns and cities where I've worked. Because if you do this, why not do it for, dog tags or the planning board?
Right, anybody that collects fees could request this. Go ahead, JT, I know you put this
So-
together.
These revolving funds, you can't set up for dog fees or transfer station fees, it's public safety only. That's the only ones that can have a revolving fund like this. And fire and police departments having a revolving fund like this for this exact purpose is standard practice in many, many places throughout this state. So, and in fact, the warrant article language is a template from another town that did the same exact thing. The whole intent behind this is we're collecting this money throughout the year. It's currently going into the general fund, which yes, in a roundabout way is offsetting our budgets. But this is another method of us retaining some of that money so that when we need to make that big purchase or that emergency purchase, or we have a major storm and we need to pay people to be in for that storm that's not part of the budget, there's another avenue to do that.
Have you
It's
ever-
not just to buy wish list items, it's not something like that where, we didn't get it in our budget, so we're just gonna use this other checking account to do it. It would need to be approved by the selectmen to make a purchase, and it can only be a purchase of the items listed in the warrant article.
Which are special detail. Oh no, and the supplies, equipment and vehicles. Those are capital expenses.
Have we ever had to use funds?
Can you clarify your question a little bit more?
The money that you're putting in a fund for you to use,
Well, we can use the police details, basically, we haven't used it, but
So the other details specifically, fire and police, fire doesn't do them very often, we did one last year, which kind of raised the issue for us. Police does them all the time. Currently, there's no good accounting method either, because there's an expense paying the officer and potentially vehicle and stuff like that. But there's also the income, so there's no good way to account for that with our current accounting setup. So this also kind of relieves that, because the money would go into this fund and the officer would be paid out of this fund. If there was vehicle fuel, it would be paid out of this fund, for example.
so are you in it saying this is sort of like a slush fund and you control of what comes in and goes out?
So the selectmen have the ultimate control of it, it's not necessarily us as department heads, but I don't like the word slush fund because that gives that impression that, if I wanna go buy XYZ today, this is my fund to use it. It's to recover the expenses we may have after a detail during a major event or to run the daily operations, but it's also, we talked about air packs and needing to replace our air packs. If we've got this fund sitting there with X amount of money in it that we've raised over a couple of years, we can take a chunk of that money out, match it with money from the trust fund and finance those air packs and lessen what we're asking every year out of trust funds.
Thank you, and I know you referenced the RSA, as far as detail money, for both the police department and the fire department, we added a detail line item, and my understanding was that was for credits, when you guys have details and for that money to go into, is that correct?
So there has to be two of them, there has to be one under income and one under expense, so it looks like one is over and it looks like one is a surplus. It's not, they can't all show up in one line item because of the way the accounting is set up.
Right, I understand that, so just because I have the police stuff in front of me, chief, so if you paid somebody to do a detail, it would come out of this operating budget? But then
So,
when you got paid, it would go into this line item as a
so when
credit?
we do the details, it comes out of the expenses line in the 5,000, right now is where it's tracked in the 5,000.
5,000.
Okay.
Expenses and an income. So we pay out of the expenses and then the income tracks it coming in. It, like you said, one looks like it's way over, one looks like it's a surplus, and that's why, cause it just, the way that it tracks within our accounting system. So standard when we do a detail is we bill them for the wages based on the hours. We have a agreement that's signed upon usually completion of the detail for hours worked. And then we bill them and pay through that 5,000, if that makes any sort of sense.
Well, it does, but again, my understanding when we met with the two of you is that this new line item, this 421001 police details line item was for credits. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
That's an expense line, so it can't show revenue.
Right. And if I may, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to, I know like Elena said that she hasn't seen this in any other municipalities that she's worked for. I know you may not have worked for the town of Wakefield Police Department, I'll speak specifically to that, cause I have firsthand knowledge that they do have a detail account and they use that to help offset purchases throughout the year, so they have money that goes in and sits in their detail account. I've actually reached out to the town of Wakefield, Caitlin and I have, we're waiting on a little bit better clarification as to, I guess, how they run theirs. Again, this is from another municipality, I'm not sure where the wording came from. But at least we'll know and have firsthand knowledge how they establish and run theirs. So then we'll have a little bit better understanding from, firsthand knowledge from the town of Wakefield, how they run their detail account. But I wanted to just give the board that information that they do have it and they use it pretty frequently to, help with purchases if need be.
Thank you.
Chiming in, I think I've only got the one here for the fire department. There's two currently.
The new draft, Chad, Mike has it, it's in your packet.
Oh, it's in there somewhere, okay. So like a special revenue fund, they're designed apparently through DRA, I'm gonna guess, to do a certain function like a library can. There's a certain thing in your permanent file, a statute that you can vote for so they can make money and retain the money from services that they render. Revolving fund, as was stated, is limited for certain purposes, and it's the same with like a special revenue fund. I think they serve a good purpose in capturing the funds, where it all goes, accounting separate wise. They're semi-discretionary. I think that those bigger communities, the more you look around, you're probably gonna see a lot more of these. And I would support it, I think it's a good tool, personally.
Okay, I guess before we vote on 4901 as a whole, just a consensus on the fire department revolving fund and police department revolving fund, if we're gonna.
Was this one emailed to us?
No, no, I didn't get it until after I sent you guys the original one, so this is. The original one you had didn't have these two warrant articles in it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I know there was a
voted on
fire-
this originally, but we didn't have any details.
Yeah,
You're
it would be nice to like have some
Exactly.
time to look up the RSA.
I'd like to chime in.
Yeah.
From paying the details, right now it comes out of Michelle pays you guys.
She pays us, correct? And
Right,
we bill.
now, with this new revolving fund, it would have to go to the treasurer.
Okay. Correct.
And basically, I'm not sure how taxes come out, all that stuff. How the treasurer would handle all that. I'd like to get a little bit more information from how Wakefield does it or somebody else does it. Cause I don't wanna put all this extra work on the new treasurer.
Right. Again, we should
Good point.
anticipate a call back from the town of Wakefield, I'm assuming it'll be the next day. And have a little bit better understanding how it does, even if we reach out to their finance department, if they could shed a little bit of light too. So we can.
Based on another municipality that I worked for prior to this, they actually used it to fund, they used their ambulance revenue to fund their part-time positions. And we were paid every week, just as normal. The treasurer has custody of the funds, ultimately the treasurer has custody of all town funds.
Right.
My understanding is it's just in the list of accounts we have currently, it's just another checking account under the list of accounts we have.
correct.
And in the payroll system, it would know to take out of this fund versus the normal operating fund. So it's, the treasurer doesn't have to approve it necessarily, more than they do anything else. So it's not an added layer, it's just another account.
So does the selectman has to approve every, transaction?
Yes. You would approve at your manifest any monies that
Right.
leave the town. So what JT's explaining is it'll just go through payroll, so say if it's $300, it's subject to payroll deductions, and that gets paid out, it would just come from this account. No, the territory probably has a breakdown of revolving funds in it, so if you've got that training material, most people have that. And then in some of you, you have the budget training manual, if you've got any of those, it'll have the revolving funds in there, and it'll give you some details to how that's set up and designed, that might be helpful.
Chris?
Mr. Chairman, did you ever get the Mo money, slideshow?
No.
Still haven't gotten it?
No, I believe you're gonna have Caitlin send it, and I don't think I saw it. Is there something particular that you wanted to point out from that, sir?
So at the NHMA conference, one of the classes I took was called Mo Money. And it was on revolving funds, it was on trust funds, it was on ways of being more transparent and managing your money and receiving your money for tracking for specific purposes. So they're not all just coming out of the general fund or coming out of your operating budget. That's one of the driving forces behind all of this. It's a tool, to Lena's point, that, you know, none of the towns she worked in, it's an RSA that's been there for a while, and nobody used it. So they're teaching this at the conferences, they're teaching this to, town and city. The brochure they put out, for lack of a better word, and knowing the territory, they're trying to get the word out more. So more towns are starting to use this, just to the point that, you know, I don't know a lot of towns that use this, it's fairly new to the towns as a tool to use, for that purpose.
So if I can expand a little bit on one of the things Chris touched on, and that's like the tracking and accountability. It would also be a good way to look back and see some of the benefits of what the fire and police department did in generating some funds in, because it'll be uniquely tracked back to them, and any benefits from expenditures would show to them. So it would kind of credit their departments.
Versus what is happening today with the police detail, the extra money goes right back into them.
Right. Way back, there was a point in time when we did a whole ton of details, and Claudia used to come in and say, you know, over 3 years, we bought a police cruiser, you know, from these details. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but we could tell what comes and goes and any benefits from doing the various things with these funds.
That part, that I agree with. Rosemary, did you have a question or a comment?
What I was gonna say is with this tracking of it, I know right now we're not keeping real track of what's coming in for what items and so on and so forth. But if we have those numbers specifically, then later on well, not this coming year, but when we see how much money is being made, then maybe we can lessen the equipment line, or, you know, on our budget sheets, lower those.
Right.
If we're getting a good income here, but we're not gonna know that unless we can track it, and we're not tracking it now, at all, so.
Okay, Tyler?
And if I may, it's another thing too, because with that revolving fund, it's not like it's gonna go away every year. So we'll know what the balance is going through each and every year. There may be one year where we're really fortunate to have, you know, a lot of detail income, and there may be some years where we don't, but at least that it's not gonna go away every year, so we'll be able to, you know what the balance is, know how much income, you know, the details have brought in and so forth.
I actually just read the RSA real quick, it is a fairly new RSA, so it's nothing I dealt with. They're only asking for $1, I say we give them the $1, and ultimately it's up to the town to decide whether to do this or not.
So with that, let me just caution.
Funds are controlled by the selectmen ultimately, so.
Right, that is in the warrant. I just, like I said, my initial take was bad policy. But I also misunderstood.
So
Having not read the RSA, that it only applied to the police and fire department.
So a concern I would have in saying give them $1 is that in the past, at least just going back 3 or 4 years ago, the banks required you to open an account with a
That's
minimum balance.
been verified, Mike. We only need $1. Caitlin, our town administrator
Alright,
verified that. So,
so it must be linked to other accounts then. Okay.
alright, so what's the general consensus then?
I support it.
I vote yes.
Yes.
I will. now that I
Well,
have
you already outvoted, but
Right, well, I guess if it's gonna take in a bunch of money, maybe that's great. And if that is the case, and the things that it can be used for, maybe we don't need to fund elsewhere this year. If it's not gonna take in a bunch of money, then what's the point? And we don't know how much money is gonna come in, and at some point we gotta estimate revenues.
Mhm.
But if
This
it's
is-
going into a revolving fund, we can't estimate them for our normal revenues. But we don't even know how to estimate them if we don't know how much money is gonna come into a revolving fund.
Well, you generally aren't claiming the details and stuff like that anyway, I don't think, for the most, outside of maybe
'Cause then it just gets
permitting,
paid.
and it's a small amount. But your audits will capture that like they do committed funds, on your balance sheet, it'll have assigned funds. So you'll get a breakdown, the accountants will capture that.
Chris,
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
hold on, Jim, please.
Sorry.
When
No, Jim
you
Field.
work in detail, the town collects more than what they pay the officer, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
So the town is evolving and it's growing. So a couple years ago, we didn't have fire department details. We didn't have details outside of, Eversource. We now have these guys, going to the races, they're going to the concert venue. We now have private entities in town that are paying both departments to come for a fireworks display, i.e. Camp Marist, they had a fireworks display and they paid for coverage. We have people that are doing functions like weddings and stuff that are paying for coverage and detail pay. These are things that didn't exist a couple of years ago. So to try to estimate the revenues, we can give an estimation in 27 based on any revenues we get in 26. But we can't do that for 26 because we didn't do it in 27. We now have a billing company that can bill for EMS calls. That's all new policy, that's all new, that's all new stuff that didn't exist a couple of years. We're growing, it's not, and I'm not trying to sound fresh, I'm not. It's not, 2004. It's 2026, we're evolving, we're trying to, keep up with today's standard and not continue to be the reactive town of Effingham, we're trying to be proactive town of Effingham.
Chief?
And, I wanted to touch, kind of piggybacking on what Chris said, it's gonna vary year to year. This year was super busy for details in town, cause the fiber optic company was in town for a month straight that were requesting 5 details per night, 5 days a week. So again, if there's something like that a few years down the road, that's gonna be a lot different than what I guess a quote unquote normal year is gonna look like. So it's hard to estimate it, but when there's a company that's in town asking for 5 people per night for a month, even if one of us is doing it every day, it's gonna skyrocket that revenue compared to that years that, there's no, infrastructure upgrades with cable or anything like that. Well, we may not have that, but 5-10 years down the road, they may do another upgrade, and here we are again doing, a detail a week or a detail a night per month for a whole month.
I would still like to see information from Wakefield or wherever, when you get it sometime, please.
As soon as I get it, I can forward it out to everybody.
Thank you.
I think for my side of it, the detail thing, yes, we did one last year, that's gonna be few and far between for us, there's not a need for fire details.
Right.
More of ours is fire inspections, the violation fees, any of that stuff we do, as well as the fire EMS billing that, like Chris just said, we've just instituted. I just did a really rough, quick count, it looks like we brought in about $7,000 in fiscal year 2025 in fire department revenue. So, if that money is sitting in this fund, Elena's absolutely right. Next year, when we come to the table, if I've got that account sitting there with that kind of money in it, maybe I don't need to ask for as much as I do in the operating budget currently because I have that money there to potentially offset it. Same thing with the warrant articles, I may not need to fund the equipment trust fund quite as heavily if I know that I've got that money sitting there. So that's kind of the goal, is we're raising this money, if we can have it sitting in this fund and know that we have it there to back us up if something goes wrong, it's a little bit easier to lower our budgets, our operating budgets, it's a little bit easier to lower what we're asking for in trust funds.
Alright, thank you. Then, just for my clarity, your question about the details and taking out the appropriate.
for paychecks,
Yeah,
as far as,
yeah, did we resolve that? I'm sorry if I missed it.
It sounds like it's,
it'll come out of the accounting through,
yeah,
and like details are different, so we don't get retirement out of our details, it's based on, your hire date in the retirement system.
But there's still
Brian and
like
I
payroll
personally,
taxes and
like,
such.
We
taken up,
will
right?
still pay like federal holdings and all that, the standard tax deductions,
well, I'm looking at it,
minus the retirement.
I'm looking at it from the standpoint, not the treasurer, Michelle pays you guys.
And I believe that she can run it through payroll and then the treasurer can approve it if I'm understanding everything correctly.
That's
As
what I-
far as like the payroll taxes and stuff, obviously there is an expense with that, especially when you're paying out details. We can in the payroll software set it up so that if we put him under a detail, the payroll taxes would bill to this account as well, so that's not coming out of the general operating budget. It would be completely self-contained, which it is not right now.
You can tie them to that.
Alright, thank you.
In the RSA where it states that the treasurer controls those funds, it's just like our operating budget. The reason why it makes that delineation is ETFs and CRFs are channeled through the trustees of trust funds. That's why it gives specific language that the treasurer controls those funds. But it still goes through our operating budget, it would still go through the finance office for any payments out of. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Biggest benefit to this side of the ledger for the office and for the budget committee and people on this side versus what these guys get out of it is the accountability and bookkeeping. And when you set your tax rate, you have miscellaneous in there that sometimes when the different accountants probably work on our books inside the firm. And sometimes you'll have a few $1,000s, other times it's over $40,000. Then you'll have permits and fees, and there's 2 sections in there for stuff like that. And it'll vary, and you follow what you did the last 2 years, and you say, I'm gonna get $7,000 in this item, and then maybe $1,000 here. And those will disappear, turn up in miscellaneous, or one of them disappears, and you have a bunch of money that shows up in one of those. Or a part of it migrates to miscellaneous. This drove me nuts forever, it still does. And this helps clean some of that up because of those fees and stuff, the permit fees and whatever, more of that comes in, it's starting to move around and you can't count on those revenues. You don't know what it is, it's not broken out.
Right.
And so this would help take some of that stuff off the books, clean it up when you get your 535 in. So when you're writing out your 434 for putting in for taxes, your estimate, all that be just a little bit cleaner and have more accountability, and that's better for office people, selectmen, budget committee.
I honestly don't see a downside.
No, accountability is good. No, like I said, my, and again, I didn't read the RSA, but my initial take was this was just not good policy. Cause if you guys do it, then everybody's gonna wanna do it, but I appreciate the clarity. That was my main objection.
It was a good concern.
Alright, so then I will make a motion to approve 4901-01 other warrants for $230,002. And feel free to double check my math, all I did was remove $5,000, nope, I didn't remove $5,000. You ready to do the math?
Well, you gotta take 300,000 off.
The 300 also.
Well, I'm just well, the 300 was from the UA unassigned fund balance, right, so that wasn't included in the total tax impact?
No, but it's on the total.
Okay, do you have the math?
No,
Alright,
I guess
alright,
not.
so that's gonna be 693,402, right?
No,
Hold on,
you got 20K versus
Eight.
25K. for
oh,
the
sorry,
airback.
5. What's the original one? That was easier. So it's gonna be 593,402,
What?
No.
and then 5,000 for the air pack?
So before you go in,
Yeah,
And
it's
just-
the same as what we approved.
Yeah, okay,
so before we approve this in whole, can there be a greater discussion here on this, just to reflect a minute? For example, municipal buildings roof. That one, I didn't know why it was bugging me, but we have a municipal buildings, CRF. And this money, instead of just being put in for the roof, it could go into the municipal buildings, cause that's what that's for, it covers all buildings. It's up to the selectmen to use it. I don't see why we would start another item for the roof And then if there's remaining monies or something, it gets tied up. If you just put it in municipal buildings, it's there to be used by the selectmen, they're the agents to expend. There's money in there now, almost another 30,000 if I read that right, so if you needed a few more dollars, it's still there, so. It seems to complicate things, another account for the trustees. It doesn't serve a unique purpose.
That's from Adams Reserve fund balance, correct? Except for the roof.
And all you'd have to do is just change the language a little, and, cause I think you have another one for the building
Yes.
fund anyway, and it could be combined. But that's just my 2 cents.
Okay, nope, that's what we're here for, Chris.
Yeah, so the original intent, like, and I absolutely agree with your point. You know, it absolutely could be added to that fund. We could take, that 26-month reserve fund balance that we're proposing and beef up that particular warrant article, or excuse me, line item. The original intent was part of the building project that we were gonna propose in 2026, the funding to redo this roof, because it was gonna be a municipal complex building, if you will, which may or may not have been attached to this building. So one of the things that was identified is if we're gonna attach anything to this building has to be ready for it. And that's when we had the roof checked, and it was, you know,
Yeah.
identified at that time that it was out of warranty and it was starting to show deficiencies, and so
Yeah,
then
because it
this
ends up-
warrant article was born, to take from the unreserved fund balance, just to give you a little bit of a history of
No,
why
I-
that was separate.
And I guess what my point being here is, it seems unnecessary to just target this, because you could put it in with the buildings, all the buildings. And then if plans don't go on time, whatever, a septic system fails, another roof, whatever, something fails somewhere else. You guys would have the ability to say,
Yeah.
oh, if we only had that roof money, we could address another problem. And it would be universal this way for whatever comes up, this roof or something else that you didn't plan on.
Right, and to that point,
Okay,
So would you double check with me, please?
it's,
I'm sorry, Chris,
I just wanna make sure it's okay before I just keep talking, I don't wanna.
no, like I said, it's pretty much free form here, as long as we're not talking over each
To
other.
that point, if the septic did fail, whatever, unforeseen things, we have that line item for buildings, whatever, this was we know this is gonna cost this money. We know this is a major expense. Let's isolate this, let's fund it from unreserved fund balance, that's taken care of. Then the unknowns that may or may not come up, like the septic, or something of that nature, we still have that money in the budget.
Well, it just seems restrictive. When you guys could float with the full amount of money at your discretion, nobody else can access it and spend it, so. I don't know, that's just my,
that's not.
it seems
It is
unnecessary.
restricted,
That's
but
not unassigned
that
fund
money
balance,
is
we just lowered
earmarked
the amount.
because it's a
It's a
bust.
we put out an
As it is.
RFP for the roof, that was the
Oh,
number
that's
that
wrong.
came back at, so
But they gotta go by.
we know that that's how much money we need, so just to take care of this roof, and then anything else will come out of the line item. That was the thought process.
Well, like I said, if the roof doesn't happen at some point and you need it somewhere else, now you need an active town vote to access money.
Lot of ifs.
It
But
just
the roof
seems
does
like
need-
it doesn't
but
make
the roof
sense
does
to me,
need-
that's all.
The roof does need to be
Serves
taken
no
care of.
Purpose.
Exactly. The
We've
roof
got
is-
just shy of 30,000 in the municipal building trust fund right now. Do we wanna completely drain that?
No, because,
No, this would have added to it.
Yeah.
And it can be used anywhere, the roof, but by the time you get to the roof, it's 35,000.
no, we
Yeah.
added a little bit for the extra for inflation.
So just for clarity, for the budget committee, on the revised sheet, so the plan is 270,000 is being taken from the unassigned fund balance to go towards Pine River. The 30,000 for the roof is coming out of the unassigned fund balance, there'd be no tax impact there. The 18,400 for the dispatch software is coming out of the unassigned fund balance, so there'd be no impact there. And then we canceled the last one. So I'm showing a total for this warrant of 588,402. And after we deduct for the unassigned fund balances, I've got 270,002.
should have 250,002.
Yes.
Did I mess up again?
250,002, where'd you get the 20,000?
Did you say 588,402?
Correct.
Where'd I get the 20,000?
Well, you said 270.
Yeah, so I just deducted these, but I might have messed up.
To be for 250,002.
You agree with this number, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
270 is coming from unassigned fund
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, I subtracted that,
Yeah,
so maybe,
No, I got there too,
you got the same number as me,
I think so,
270?
so,
that's unassigned fund balance, so you,
Yeah, so we're deducting that from the 588.
588.
588,402.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Two seventy. And 3 zeros.
If you have everything else to the unassigned fund balance, the only thing you have left is 250 plus the $2.
Mr. Chairman, where are you getting the 588,402? What is that?
So we got, so
it's,
520
No,
for Pine River Road.
Pine River, yeah,
This is just for the top line number, 30,000 from,
the roof,
for the roof. 18,400 for the dispatch software, 20,000 for the air packs, and then $1 and $1.
Right, so how are you left with almost $300,000?
So that's 588,402 is the total, but then I'm just calculating the tax impact number, Chris.
which is 250,002.
After subtracting what we're taking from the UAF. Understand fund balance. So you got 250, 202?
02.
002?
270.
I got
you had
270,
593,402 before, now it's 588,402, right?
yes,
Which is $5,000 different,
yes,
right,
which is the, what was 25,000, I can't even read that, is that the impact?
I just wanna get,
20,000.
I just wanna get one more confirmation, cause Elena and I both have this number. So
Right,
588,402,
So are you using 270 or 250?
270. So I'm deducting 270, 30, and then 18,400.
I thought we were using 270 for unassigned fund balance.
Yeah, that's what it says
Yeah,
right
you
here.
Okay,
Remember it's
so there remains
combined.
250 left. So you have a remaining of 250 left in here, right?
Yeah, well, I just took the total and then started subtracting this stuff. It should come out the same. So take 588,402. So I'll make sure we get this right.
Can't use the Band-Aids.
What's that?
Can't use the Band-Aids.
Oh,
New face.
so 588,402,
Oh. You picked a good number.
alright, less 270.
It's not usually this
000.
confusing.
Looks like it's made.
Usually it's worse.
Right. $402?
Yep, and then take out the 270,000 from the unassigned fund balance. And then take out 30,000 from the
That didn't
unassigned
work.
fund balance.
Shit. I did put the 3 zeros in it.
I kinda got that,
Calculator at the
kinda got that
easy
impression.
step. There you go.
Is that my calculator?
That's your calculator.
somebody pull up AI.
Okay, 31802.
Yeah, then 30,000.
So 30 plus 20.
Minus.
No, yep, no, not plus 20, 30.
Minus.
Yeah, minus yeah. And then minus 18,400.
I guess I should have paid more attention in math class. I guess I should have paid more attention.
What'd you do wrong? How'd you get 269? You're $1 off. Oh, and you're $1 off. Did you add these?
No? I don't know. Anyway, we'll go with your figure.
What's that? We'll go with the paper. We have the same numbers. Alright,
So
so we have,
you're looking at the tax impact, right?
oh, I'm looking at both, cause the original draft had both. So I'm just putting both. So we're looking at warrant articles total in 588,402, the final tax impacts 270,002.
Yeah, what did I say?
Do you need a
What's
calculator,
the
sir?
total impact?
I just wanna make sure we're all in agreement here.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the extra $38,000
Yeah.
from what we proposed? That was the tax impact.
So I'm looking at 270 for tax impact, right? 270,000. And then we got 30,000, 18,400.
Oh, hold on.
30,000 is not taxing.
No, 270 is coming from the unassigned fund balance.
That's what I meant, that's what I meant, unassigned fund balance. 30,000 from unassigned balance, 18,400, 20K,
Where you getting 20K?
the air packs.
Yeah, that's unassigned.
Oh, that's, alright.
Yeah,
And
That's-
so
that's
is
not
the
on here.
Municipal pub.
well, none of it's on there.
No, well, the copy I got has it, but it doesn't have it for the air packs. That's why I haven't been deducting the
Oh,
air
okay.
packs. This is the copy I got after your meeting. And that wasn't in there, so that's where we're different.
I got my original copy.
Is that what the warrant article reads? Yeah,
The warrant article says 25 funds.
well, that's gonna be adjusted, cause we adjusted it.
It does say,
It does say from the unassigned fund balance, though, right?
Yep.
Not from taxation?
however, there isn't the warrant article for the dispatch software.
No, that's coming.
So I got it down for unassigned, it was at 25,000, and I had it on unassigned.
Okay, nope, I didn't realize that the air packs were unassigned. That wasn't on the sheet, and I didn't remember that.
Now, when you say we reduced it, who reduced it?
The budget committee last meeting,
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually at the
Okay,
chief's
yeah.
suggestion.
Right, right.
That we go from 25 to 20.
I'm just, the only reason why I asked that is because Rose, we were trying to figure out how we got that, we were trying to remember how we got that extra
Oh.
$5,000 off to make it 20 as opposed to 25.
Cause
And then he
JT brought it up,
requested, yeah, and then he requested that we take that 5,000 and put it towards
Yeah.
the other trust. Which I have somewhere, but anyway, so
So it's not the unassigned,
the air packs are coming out of the unassigned fund balance, that wasn't on the sheet I gave you guys, cause
Oh,
that wasn't on
okay,
the
yeah,
sheet I
I-
received, so that's what's messing up our math.
that's why I was getting 250.
Alright, so then 250,002
Which is the bottom number,
is the total tax impact.
which is still
or
there,
is it two
Basically, we're right back
forty-five?
to what we approved it.
250,002, what's on
I
there?
thought I have two.
Basically,
I have
you're correct.
245, which is
Yep,
5,000, can I see,
Where, she's
I've
right,
got old,
she's right, cause if you subtract the 5,000 we
Yeah.
took off last week,
Got
that
it,
should be 245,002.
you got it, you're right,
okay,
Good job, Vicky.
good job, Vicky.
I'm confused now, and I'm upset.
Cause we took another 5 off that,
I know.
so that,
so that should be 245. This figure here would be 245,002. Tax.
No,
We
No.
took $5,000.
but that's on reserve, that's on, coming from unassigned fund balance, that's total,
That's right. Sorry.
you guys are really,
how can we make this more complicated?
uh,
Alright, so general consensus, 588,402 is the total for these warrant articles.
Yes,
After the unassigned fund balance, the total tax impact's 250,002.
Yep.
Alright,
we're good.
then I make a motion to approve 4901-01 other warrants amended for 588,402.
I'll
second,
second it.
So is there any discussion?
And then, yes, discussion.
I was curious how we were doing on the tail end of Pine River Road, because that's almost $20,000. Possibly paved up to a certain point, we could pave that point, we could save 20,000, you guys make a deal. Is there a carryover? I saw there was money left on the road, reconstruction, I don't know, $6,500 or something. Any of those things coming and going?
I think what Mike's talking about is, you had mentioned at the last meeting, so we agreed that the right thing to do is to pave the entirety of that road. It's gonna cost us an extra 19,000. And then there was some hope that Ospey would do as a solid when we came to,
The table on the
on the
recreation,
rec, yep.
so we've only had 2 weeks. I'm sure everybody's maybe is or maybe not aware that they're dealing with their own issues, so to get on your agenda, have a conversation, about that, it's, can't get on the agenda yet to, I don't know if everybody's busy with phone and own stuff, so they have their own,
Problems.
things going on right now. This is televised, I work there, I don't wanna cut my own throat, so.
Sure. No, I don't know what's going on over there, I'm just curious of what we had going on here. I mean, I'm looking now at all these other raised and taxed warrant articles that, because it's coming out of taxation, not on assigned fund balance, I don't think I can support them with the increases that's on. So then there's the 20,000 was a potential savings. And I thought there was some road reconstruction money from that project that didn't get spent. It was-
We don't have a road reconstruction line anymore. They did away with that. I mean,
Well, it was a
keep that-
warrant article. Right? Pine River Road wasn't a warrant article?
Paving, Pine Road.
Okay, so there was money left over
From
from,
paving, there was a warrant article for paving.
okay,
Yep. And then the way it's always been is, so like the dirt work portion of it,
yeah,
that was an RFP for the dirt work portion for the first 1.1 miles.
okay,
And then we had a paving portion. Those were the two warrant articles, exactly as contracted. There was no extra money. The extra money that was, the extra work that was done was because we got FEMA money that we could earmark for roads, specifically for road reconstruction. So we started ahead of schedule doing the dirt work on the remaining 1.1 miles.
alright.
Which has been completed.
I thought I saw something in here about a little bit of money being remaining, that's all.
We still have money in that FEMA, left from that FEMA money,
Gotcha.
$130,000. We did not spend it all.
Nope, I saw that in your notes, I didn't, I thought I saw something else with that lesser amount.
There was, like, the paving contract, that came up about $3,700 under budget.
You're looking at summer roads?
No, this, I thought this was under like a, one of the warrant article type things. I got Pine River Road dirt work paving here. And it's showing $6,871.22 over budget apparently, but it's reflective of under budget, actual. That's weird, yeah, it's under budget.
Yes.
Just the heading says over budget of $6,871 and change. So that was money left over and it says Pine River Road dirt work, that's,
So the under was the paving, I said 3,700, maybe it was 6,000 deep. So when they put the RP out, when they do the paving, you know, it's based on petroleum for the, you know, the cost of petroleum at that time for paving. So the last 3 years, we've come under budget.
yeah, and that's exactly
For
what, that's my point.
And it was-
It looks like you're under budget by almost $7,000. And that's money that I just was figuring that's getting carried over for the project, right? Cause it
Yes.
says dirt work paving.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that's not gonna be reflected in what you're asking for though, or else just carrying it over. Okay, thank you. Sorry for the round there.
Scott,
Yes, ma'am.
can I ask you a question? What did you get for the tax impact on that?
I'm actually figuring that out again
That's-
right
I
now.
think I got 245,002, but
Vicky, again, the $5,000 decrease in the air tax is coming from unreserved fund balance. So you went reduce that
Oh, in the-
$5,000 we cut.
Yes.
okay. oh,
That's the
in-
air pack,
in-
it's in
Okay,
there, outside
So
fund
of,
balance.
okay,
It just has
yeah, all right.
total.
Yeah,
That's
okay, then that's fine, that,
so of the 250,002, that'll be the actual tax impact, I'm showing roughly 64 cents per thousand,
No,
no?
I'm trying to muddle through all of these spreadsheets and the
Yeah, that's a
score
lot.
sheets and everything else. And I called a few people and I'm not saying I'm trying to understand all of this, okay? So our $5.38 roughly, I think,
something like
$5
530, yeah,
of town's portion of our tax rate that we just got was based on our budget that we passed at town meeting,
2025,
2025. That already includes
250,
the $250,000 for Pine River Road.
From the warrant articles, okay.
yes.
So
That's
if
a good
that
point.
shows the tax impact, yes, on that sheet, because we're not taking it from our unreserved fund balance. But that $250,000, and that was the point that, Mike and I disagreed with about my language that's already figured in
Right,
to our tax rate. That's already part of our tax rate. Because for at least 10 years, part of our tax rate, it's not an increase above last year's budget. We're not increasing last year's budget by $250,000. Because if we didn't do Pine River Road, we'd be reducing by $250,000.
Are you saying because we had a similar warrant article last
We
year?
have the exact
Yeah,
same,
same money.
exact same
Every
warrant.
year.
Carries
So
forward.
that's
carries
already
over.
that's already
Whoa.
figured in, that's already calculated into our tax rate, that $250,000. So if we don't do Pine River Road, we're reducing our liability at town meeting by $250,000. That will reduce that $5.38.
no, I don't disagree, I was actually just trying to figure out how much of a difference that 19 grand made, so I was just working off of these two numbers, that's all. But,
The 19 grand equals 64 cents.
no,
Oh,
just where the current warrant is, and I agree with you that some of this is already baked in, and then just what the difference would be without the 19,000, and Vicky just happened to ask me the right question at the right time, but it wasn't.
Well,
I understand your
The reason
point,
why, because I'm trying to understand your score sheet, cause like your score sheet had all of these, you know, the 10,000 to the $20,000 for the police cruiser. And it said 64 cents, the 250 for Pine River Road, the police cruiser, $20,000. 4 cents or whatever it was, and then you
Right,
had
no,
a penny for this, and $2,000 equaled a penny, and I'm adding that, and you came up with $7 and change for a tax rate, and I'm like, you're taking the 538, you're taking the tax impact per thousand for each one of those those are revolving warrant articles we do every year. That's
Right.
already part of the $5.38.
right,
So, I mean, probably wanna finish this and we can probably
Yeah.
discuss this.
Yeah.
Because Caitlin worked hard on this today and did all the tax impact,
okay,
and that shows exactly what we're gonna be doing.
that'd be perfect. And thank you. No, I don't disagree, I'm just trying to get a picture for the budget committee with the numbers we're working for, I know it's not what the final's gonna be, but it just gives an idea of where we're going.
Well, with all due respect.
But you're right.
When you put that email out and people look at that, they get scared, they hit the panic button.
I
Well,
did,
that's
And they
fair,
wanna come here and they wanna start slashing budget.
yeah, well, you said $6.
well, that's fair, that's why I say, check the math. Alright,
You have a motion on that?
I have a motion, we had discussion. So, again, the motion's for 4901-01 other warrants. For 588-402. It was seconded by Elena, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll abstain.
No vote from Mike,
It's not no vote, it's a
abstain. I'll write that in.
I don't like knowing, not knowing where the other monies are. Or aren't.
Yep, this one goes with that one. Alright, we got one more. And that's 431201. The top sheet is the updated one from the select board. The bottom sheet's what we had previously approved. The Winter Road contract changed. I think that was it.
Yes.
From, well, to 302001. So we,
Go through each thing, so I can make
Just the
sure my
winter.
numbers are right, cause
We just adjusted the winter contract.
yep. So we went from,
to what?
Should be here. You get the
Yeah,
update.
74,000.
We have two sheets, this is the new sheet. 264, 670, 302, 001.
Where is that one?
No, that was the actual bid, right?
Yeah, it's for, the increase for, November, December.
Maybe everybody in town can grab a shovel when it snows.
Good luck.
Is that a multi-year contract?
I think he gave me the wrong.
3 years.
No, they gave us two, one that we approved and the new
He
one.
gave me another old one.
Do you want another do you need a copy, Vicky?
You should have the, what it says.
You should have both in your
It says
packet.
new. There you go, you got it,
And that's the 302?
right.
Wrong. Well, that's,
Yep, so the new total's
Alright, yep.
595,001. Did you throw
Yep.
the one in there?
Yep,
Yeah, that's
No.
funny.
It's cause it was actually changed, the DRA doesn't like change, so.
That's right, we round up. So I make a motion to approve 4312-01 highways and streets.
I second.
595001.
Discussion?
Discussion.
On this whole budget as a whole, did you guys do a carryover of $30,000 on money from highways and streets?
We carried money over, I don't have the figure right in front of me.
I don't have it.
So is there a contract besides the contract that is for an hourly rate for, labor and
We're
equipment?
talking about the winter contract?
No, I'm talking about highways and streets, what, if you're carrying money over,
We have a contract,
with who?
Evans Brothers.
What's the project? You signed a specific project? Cause this is an hourly,
It's
that,
still a contract, according to the DRA, we can carry the money over as long as we have a contract and we have unspent funds.
so you can do that with
we have a
anything that has a contract, pest control, uniform companies, anything you have a contract and it's in a budget line, you can start carrying that money over
If it's a
without.
multi-year contract, and you
Yeah.
still have a contract, so Evans Brothers contract is good for the summer of 2026. And according to DRA, we can carry that money over.
Yeah, I would chop this $30,000, cause I really don't think that's appropriate. Maybe they'll say it's legal to do it, but nobody's ever done it before, and there's so many more categories you can start doing that with. That budget should lapse and be used. In fact, I'm not gonna support this, so I'm a hard no right away then. If we're gonna start doing stuff like that, I'm not supporting it.
Are you saying you think it's not the type of contract that can be, the money can
Correct.
be encumbered?
When you encumber a contract for project X, and that project, you've got a contractor saying that's gonna cost $30,000. And maybe that'll encompass materials and labor, whatever, you've signed it, and you say that that's the winter, our typically year-round contractor. And they say, we can carry that money forward because you've identified a project, we signed the contract to do it, and we have a number in place. You can carry that money forward, and I agree. But I've never seen it done this way in this town, that you can turn around and start saying, we have a contract in this category of funds with someone. And now we're gonna call it a contract and carry a bunch of money forward without the town voting on it. You're taking $30,000 on a thing that I suggested we cut by $30,000 because we haven't spent it. And lo and behold, we're taking $30,000 and moving it forward. That's a perfect argument to go back and take some money out of this. Because we got a whole bunch of warrant articles coming up that are taxed, and they're gonna total, I believe, $38,000 more than last year's warrant articles go up. You have other things coming in tax wise, I just.
For you to make the statement that this has never been done before,
Well, not that I'm aware of it.
yes, you are, because you were a selectman when we used to carry over money for Avatar.
Right, that's a 5-year contract,
We
for a
have a
set
multi-year
schedule of money.
We have a multi-year contract with Evans Brothers.
But that
I
was a
think Mike's point
contract
is
year by
Avatar
year.
was-
No, it's not contract year by year, it's a multi-year contract.
Right, that's what I'm saying, it was in the year by year, and you could roll it
Avatar
over.
was a multi-year.
Evans Brothers is a contract that
It's,
If gentlemen,
The example
if
that
I
you-
may, Chris, if I may, I think Mike's point is Avatar was a contract with a fixed fee, Evans Brothers, it's pay as needed.
Correct.
And so we're moving money over, basically encumbered into a contract that doesn't have a fixed amount, is that accurate?
Yeah, it's a pay as you go.
So I think that's his point.
but I was just addressing the statement that he made, that this has never been done before, and that's not true.
cause we do carry money over.
Carry over, I agree,
On
we
a,
do.
on a multi-year contract. The other point he made about the pest control, or some of these other things like that, that's year to year, without a fixed amount. We budget an amount that we hope that we have. They could, I mean, if we budgeted $20,000, and that's twice as much as we normally budget, I'm sure JP Pest Service would find a way to spend our $20,000. But we have a contract with JP Pest Service, not on a fixed number. So that's year to year, so any unspent money we didn't carry over. And all I can say is it was approved by the people that say it's okay and it's not, so.
Well, I'm unaware of that, you said that it's okay,
Well,
but
last
I
time we
think
did
this
work
is
for
bad
DRA,
practice.
So just for my clarity, of the 302,001 that we're voting on now, you're also basically have an extra 30 grand to go to that? I'm not clear on that. You're carrying over 30,000 for winter contract?
No,
For,
winter contract, summer,
for summer
summer
contract?
maintenance.
Okay, so then of the 100,000 that we're budgeting, you actually have an extra 30,000 to throw on that? Is that, I'm just trying to understand this.
Yes,
And what was the summer and
I asked for you, Mr. Chairman, I asked to get the
You-
sub-accounts for the materials for that.
you did, sir, and I have not gotten them yet,
Okay,
but I will get them to you when I have them.
yeah. We're starting to hemorrhage money here.
I need to look at something. No, I'm curious. No, that's not it. I wish they put these in alphabetical order instead of by number.
We're looking for
The summer contract on the B to A.
beyond 4290. Excuse me, 4312. Uh, 4312 road contract.
Oh, okay, that's what I was missing, I was looking for summer contract.
Yep, yeah, it's not summer, it's road contract.
Okay. Yeah. So this was the budget last year, which.
Yeah, it's been
which is
like
what
that,
it's been- okay.
100,000 for the last 6, 7 years.
Okay, so then, I guess to Mike's point,
it was actually $120,000 for years, and we reduced it by 20, and we took the 20 for the road agent. And as we know, stuff's getting more expensive.
Okay.
And there's work that we need to do that we are not getting done. And yes, you can say, well, you're not getting it done because you have extra money. Well, I'm not gonna sit here as a selectman and put this town in a liability situation with potential lawsuit by smearing anybody, but we have to have work done. We need money to do that. If we didn't carry over that money, as DRA said that we could, we would have to be asking for more than $100,000. There is a lot of work that we need to do to our roads for maintenance that's not being done.
Ditches.
Our ditches need to be dug out, we need to re-shoulder all of these paved roads that we've done in the last 5 or 6 years.
So maybe slowing down the progress of spending over $500,000 a year on road projects going forward to tar them and use some of that money to upkeep them might be a good compromise, and you can put that in the warrant articles. Because I'm looking at your 2024 budget, at the end of that year, you had, in highways and streets, you had $122,819 dollars of unused funds for our unsafe roads, which seems to be consistently not spent. We're giving you the money.
How do we have $100,000?
Chris, I wasn't the selectman, but I've got your paperwork here. It was your budget. I got the complete budget to actual end of year in January. I've got JT put this compilation together, and those are the numbers. I don't make the numbers. These are your documents from your office. And it's just kind of a runaway freight train in this town of spend, spend, spend.
I think in 2024, did we have the snowstorm?
Yeah, April,
We were,
you stopped all spending.
yeah,
To
because
cover
we
that.
were almost out of money.
Mhm.
So I don't know where you got your
Well,
numbers.
I got them from your office, but just the same, if you need money
Can I
because
see
of a
that paperwork
disaster,
you
you
have,
can.
I think we're talking in circles.
All right, right now.
Yeah, I,
Motion that's been seconded, I think we should vote.
okay, and thank you, you basically answered
Can
my
we go
question
over what
before I
we're
asked
voting
it,
on again too?
about why we
Lost
needed the
track?
extra,
Yes,
so.
there's been so much argument.
Well, it's discussion.
It's
Well,
discussion,
excuse me.
passionate discussion
Discussion, but it
sometimes,
sounds like.
as long as it stays polite. Alright, so I made a motion for 43-1201 highways and streets, it was seconded by Jim for 595,001. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Mike, you're
Nay,
a hard no?
no.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Alright, Leo, this would be a good time to show me what you got from Caitlin. Or the whole budget committee, do you have copies, or?
No, that's the only thing I have. We can make copies.
I think
Yes,
that might be easier, please.
You okay with
Who's that one?
You don't wanna share all your hard work?
I can share my hard work.
Cause I would like to see your operating budget number.
Leah, just remember you take that two-sided, cause I think the first one's two-sided.
I got you, so. Thank you.
No, I just wanted to.
How many copies, Scott?
6? Unless you have one, 5? If the select board needs them, more? It's nice of you to hang around tonight, Marshall. Nothing to do?
We got an opening on the budget committee.
Yeah, we do.
Or-
For a limited time only, like a month?
Bandy.
Oh.
Got 2 copies?
Thank you.
At some point in time, if you wanna, we can address line by line. So we didn't do any calcium chloride application to speak of, cause it rained, 2024. Yeah, so for this year, 25 was, so it poured every single week, every single weekend. So we didn't use any calcium chloride, we used the entire amount this year. We didn't do any crack sealing that year, cause again, it rained and we couldn't get a vendor. I finally found a vendor this year, so we did crack sealing and spent the $17,500. Road materials. I would have to look at the slips exactly,
We can check if you want. Yeah, we are.
and, you know, like this right here, they started, obviously they started a whole month late.
This one's budget to actual. and this is
Because
budget to
winter
warrants.
went into
And I'll-
another month,
I'll
you know what I
explain to
mean?
it.
The winter roads contractor
That was like road reconstruction, that's got bugs.
So, yeah, but see, there was no budget for it.
Right.
So we had a vendor come in and do some ditching. That was outside of our winter road contract,
That's
excuse me, summer road.
That's not the category. This is- should have been
So basically,
Is this their estimated tax impact from the?
yes,
And tax warrant articles and all?
so, yes, because basically,
Right,
that's,
yeah.
yes, it's 39 cents increase, you know,
I mean, there's a
so you base it on
tremendous amount of
$392 million.
You know,
So
like I
that's
said,
your-
the impact.
Divide,
Yeah, divide that by the valuation and then multiply by
that's, you
1,000
get 39 cents.
My thing here is, this is.
for,
gone off the
for,
table,
right,
so-
for the operating
Yeah,
budget.
but
Right, which is, yeah,
Okay, so,
she put it all,
yeah, yeah, but is that just the operating budget or is that operating and warrant?
warrant articles over here,
Revenue
these are all the warrant articles.
Getting money.
So this is the increase and everything else is taxation, without, you know, without the tax,
I think the revenue's driving.
what do you call it?
Things are getting pretty expensive for
Right,
some.
but that
Unassigned fund balance are
$100,000
taken out of it and
increase
stuff
over
like
last year.
that. So these are just the increases of the warrant articles that are not associated with unassigned fund balance.
I think I had it up to
Got
about
it?
86.
This is the increases of the warrant articles.
So this is the total, what,
But this is what we're asking the commodity tax
Like I just said.
Total.
Total, 47 cents.
because you got the budget actual here.
Actually more than
Okay,
that.
47 cents.
Yes.
And that's, so, and that's with the operating budget included.
And I mean, when you,
yes,
It doesn't negate the tax impact.
No, this is good, cause,
makes it a little bit more.
well, I mean,
That's okay. It's a-
just, yeah, and I'm trying to, like I said, just keep a running tab, so I know.
And she has it all, she included everything in here
I know where you're going. I
today.
know where you're going.
Working on it.
when we.
I appreciate it.
It's on both sides, so you guys, you know, all the parts,
That's not the case, we're at the mercy.
everything's in there.
Okay,
So if you wanna start,
Schedule,
I know what you're.
come with Chris.
okay.
Did you have that
I'll wait for
separate
Lena.
sheet too, is that in here?
the what?
That separate sheet?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank,
Just that one, right?
yes. 1, 2, 3, red light.
I just realized one thing that I just want you to, I fixed it everywhere besides this one. So right here, I put that the operating budget was a total increase of 115, but it was actually, it's actually the 152.
And that's based on what the select board submitted, right?
Oh, okay.
Nope, it goes by budget, cause budget is gonna go on the warrant.
Yep, okay, which
So-
we're gonna finalize tonight.
But this is the actual increase.
Okay, so you did transfer it.
To the, for the winter roads that you just approved.
Oh, okay.
But right here, it's just this note, everywhere else is fine, it's just this note that says total increase, and then change the, to 152 here.
So right here.
Yeah, right.
So just, actually what I have here, but this is your increase with the operating budget, this is the increase for the operating budget with the one.
Yeah, so this would be everything kind of broken down. These are just increases.
Right,
So this is everything kind of broken down for which article we're going to increase. And then this is the totality of.
So you look at this, you look at this one, this one, this one, this one.
Yeah, I put little notes there between last year, this year, to kind of
okay,
hopefully help.
alright. So just off the operating budget, this is the tax increase for.
This right here is.
I have the other,
if I
the
knew
old
it was
winter
gonna be
contract
really
here.
good.
No, that's fine.
This right here is,
Now I see the
total
302.
warrants last year. No, sorry, this year. This is total warrants last year, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's what we were.
4,000.
That's what we're voting on.
Warrant articles for
No.
taxation only.
Put it back
Not
out to
including
bid, go
operating.
solicit people.
I'll be over there. in a couple.
That's
Thank
what we
you.
used to do.
I think they did.
Got it?
Yeah, I still think that was high though.
Yeah, they were.
39
We
cents?
was like 33 last year.
Yeah, since I'm putting out an
On a
RFP.
lower tax base, on a lower valuation.
Getting them to bid, that's what.
I think that should be like 60.
Yeah, I don't know what the response.
No, that's what we have,
We put out
basically.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, and from a budget standpoint, I think we need a lower.
But-
I don't know how many
Everything else.
Right, that's what I'm
what
saying.
killed it.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying, I think we should.
That's how you
Big thing
want
about
it.
this is also
Brothers in the
With the
house.
road contract,
Oh,
an additional $30,000.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, but I think we should
she
kind of.
passed away in July.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Let's bring it up and see what
I'm so
happens.
sorry.
I told you what my thoughts were on that earlier.
Bring it up, let's discuss it.
Okay,
It was time.
We'll see what the budget committee has to say.
alright.
Can't remember.
Alright, guys, you guys get the updated score sheet from Caitlin, thank you very much. So she was kind enough to redo the math and taking into account some of the stuff that was baked in on the warrant articles. So her estimate on the operating budget, the tax impact is 39 cents per thousand. With the warrant articles, it's 47 cents per thousand.
What was the dollar increase on the operating budget from last year to this year?
27,000?
I'm sorry.
No,
It can't be right.
No, it's 152,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, I know she wrote it down somewhere.
Okay, so if you look at the warrant article page,
Yeah.
this page here, you see the standard total impact, not just increases, total of 115, that's incorrect. You gotta take the number on budget to actual on the bottom, it's 152,978. It's a total increase,
152,978.
yeah, which is on the budget to actual,
Yeah,
right
no, I
here.
wanted to put it next to that so I can see.
Okay, so 152 is the budget to actual increase.
Correct, 152,978, so 153. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Caitlin, I'm trying to
I just
multitask.
looked back at my mic, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That'd be helpful.
So that 152,000, and unfortunately, I changed it, and that little note sign doesn't mean much, but. So 152,978 is the increase between last year's voted on operating budget to this year's proposed operating budget for the budget committee.
I thought it said that.
And
You said budget to actual.
In different words.
and if I may, the $338,002 is the warrant article total,
Taxation ones, yeah.
right? And last year, I believe we had 298
What's that, Mike?
tax impact warrant articles, or at least proposed on the,
I don't remember what.
What do we have, Caitlin?
So
Warrant
right
article.
under that 338,02, Mike, you see 333,687.
yeah,
That's what I gathered from the town report for taxation warrant articles.
okay, I'll have to double check that, cause I must have added them wrong. Unless I had the wrong year, get these books everywhere.
It's
Do you have the
back
val-
when you were selectman,
do you have the
No,
valuation
actually,
number?
huh?
Do you have
post
the
career.
Valuation number prior, so this is what I came up with.
Oh, from
From-
2025.
Yeah, does that look
No,
about
no.
right to you? 215,621? Or,
Do we know what the evaluation was prior to the reval? Total valuation for the town?
I'll say it was 217 million, but I don't know the change.
okay, so I came up with 215,621 from
Yeah.
what I had in my notes last year.
Yes.
And now we're at, 391,011. 373. Right, this is what the number we've been working off of, right? So basically
Double,
a 45% increase
no,
in valuation, no?
Oh,
No, in valuation.
oh, yeah. Wait a minute, budget, I'm.
No, in valuation, let me finish my sentence. Then you can tell me my math's wrong.
So I'm using the number 392,528, which is a combination off the tax breakdown of the with utilities and without utilities. Add them together, split them in half, just to have a rough
No,
number.
they go by
That's not
non-utility
non-utility.
for valuation.
right, cause,
It's based on,
utilities pays for the operating budgets, not school,
Caitlin, that's based on MS,
so it's probably really.
what was the MS on that for the 392 valuation? From
So-
DRA,
That information comes from the tax rate
right,
setting, so it's not like an MS form, it's
Oh,
just
was
the
it an
tax
MS?
rate.
With the utilities, it was $394 million.
Right.
Without the utilities, it was
391.
$391.
right.
Yeah.
It's 394,046, I think.
I got it here somewhere.
So just about 39 cents, 38.7.
So what I was looking at prior to the meeting was the valuation went up roughly 45%. But as it stands right now, based on the spreadsheet Caitlin shared, we're looking at 39 cents per thousand for the operating budget, which is close, if not slightly higher, if I recall what the operating budget was last year. For per thousand tax increase, which is, if I'm right, is gonna translate to a big increase in real dollars.
Come again?
So we have 39, right now we're estimating 39 cents per thousand for the operating budget on the sheet Caitlin gave. If I recall, last year we came in, the operating budget with the old valuation came in at about 33 cents before town meeting. So if the valuation went up 45%, then I feel like our operating budget should be,
You said, 2025, it came in at what, 30, what did you say?
I think it was about 34 cents, 33, 34 cents before.
So it
That's
went up-
just the operating budget.
Right, so it went up 4 cents.
Right, but the valuation went up almost 45%, so the real dollar impact's gonna be significantly higher.
No,
Well,
No?
no, no.
it does agree,
What's that? Go ahead, I'm
It-
sorry. I'm just trying to make sense of it, make sure we make sense of it.
it does agree, if you do 39 cents on the valuation of 391, you get that difference between this year and last year of 152,000.
Okay.
So it's not a huge, I mean,
That's not a
Okay.
huge,
it's like
I'm-
the
So
amount
your
it should,
percent of valuation increases,
right,
Yeah,
that's, you're way off. If it went up 50% of 217, it'd be another
like double.
100,000
Okay.
and 9, so.
yeah, everybody,
Dividing it into
we would've had a
one number.
I'm just double checking everything because I mean, obviously, people have been worried about their taxes doubling because their valuation doubled, which isn't,
didn't happen.
which
It
isn't
didn't happen.
accurate thinking, but if, and the real dollar impact is significantly huge, then that's just why we make sure we're avoiding. Yes, Chris?
But it didn't, the valuations didn't double, some may have.
very few.
No, yeah,
It's, you know, like DRA told us, sitting right in this room, because I was nervous what this was gonna mean, right? And they said it's 3, 3, and 3, you can plan on 3, 3, and 3, and I said, what does that mean? The guy from DRA that's in charge of revals and setting the tax rate, he said, a third's gonna go up, a third's gonna stay the same, and a third's gonna go down. So to your point, that 4 cent increase per thousand, the third that it went up, it's gonna mean more to them. The third that it went down, my tax bill's still gonna be a little bit, you know, if it went down.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I guess what I'm trying to say is just before we finalize things and move into the next meeting where we finalize everything, is just that we have a grasp of what the dollar impact's gonna be. That's just what I'm trying to get at. Cause we finalize, hopefully we finalize everything at the next meeting before public meeting, so I'm just trying to get a grasp of what the, based on what I'm looking at from last year and this year and taking valuation in consideration, what that's actually gonna look like, but I'll
Well, I
play with
think,
that some more on my own. I just wanna make sure we're like, this is what we're presenting to the public, and so make sure the real dollar amount, and we know the taxes are gonna go up, it's just
So
how
your
much.
tax bill, if you had a 300,000 valuation and you went up like 40 cents share, it probably hit you like $120 for that $300,000.
Cause, yeah, I mean, personally speaking, we're probably averaging 200 and change a year in an increase.
That's provided the warrant articles aren't increasing more than,
Well,
Yeah,
according to this, we got a total of 47 between the warrant articles and the operating budget, so. Alright,
so that's what my tax bill's gonna go up, but that's fine.
I'd base it on a $300,000 home, not a multi-million-dollar mansion that you live in. Alright, that was, anybody have anything else before I go to the public? I just, like I said, just when we close everything up next meeting, I just wanna make sure we're all good with the numbers in the operating budget and where we're at, and
before you move on to public comments?
did I miss something?
Yeah, I gotta,
Oh,
I
Elena
gotta do this.
and
Well,
Leo,
I thought,
I lost my agenda, oh, I wrote on the back.
yeah,
of it.
like the warrant article drafts. We didn't really talk about that, right?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, so what we went over was for the warrant articles. I mean, if you want to look through the drafts, I did have a question about one of those actually. Thank you.
Yeah, well, like, So number 6, the SCBA amount needs to change in the text. And there isn't a written warrant article for the dispatch software that we just,
I noticed that, but I wasn't gonna say anything, it's
Yeah.
already going up and up.
Okay, I know Caitlin said that one was coming.
Fund it.
Let Caitlin.
I
Yeah,
mean,
go
those are
ahead.
the big things.
So Elena, just to answer your question regarding the 25, I was unaware you guys voted it down, so I apologize, I'll get that fixed. But the second thing for the dispatch, just waiting on the exact purpose, which is why it's not in there yet. Since we'll be establishing a fund, we get that purpose, it'll be in there.
Isn't it a one-time, like, if it's a one-time thing?
No. For the dispatch, you saying?
Yeah,
No. Hey, guys,
I mean, I know there will be future expenses, but that was like, that 18,400 is like a implementation fee, right?
There's implementation fee included, yes, and
every year,
Yeah.
then there's a reoccurring cost every year, which is gonna reflect in our individual operating budgets.
Right.
Yes.
So I guess, I would think, like, does it need to be a whole new fund, or is there somewhere it can go? Similar to your point about the roof, you need to establish a whole fund for one time.
The reason, if I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah,
the reason
absolutely.
that we're proposing the fund is because this is a multi-year implementation. If we raise and appropriate the money this year and the project bogs down or doesn't go as soon as they anticipate, we don't wanna have to do this all again in 2027 if that is the time that the implementation takes place.
Gotcha.
They're hopeful that everything's gonna take place in 2026, they're just not sure. It's all contingent on the county budget passing in April.
You did mention that before,
Yeah.
thank you.
So that's why we're proposing this fund to be able to expend from it over the years to come, if that shall be the case. Again, this is all, it's a big move and it's affecting every town in this county. It's been a multi-week conversation, we just had another meeting last week about it, again, it's all stuff that we're trying to figure out moving forward, but it was encouraged by the sheriff when this all started to happen, that if our municipalities were willing to establish a fund to put it into to do that, just in case of it doesn't go in 2026 and it happens in 27.
You good
Um,
with that?
yeah,
Thank you.
I think so.
Actually, I have a general question for our administrator, our clerk, and the select board, regarding, what's numbered as 22, to change the purpose of the voting machines. We have our vote counter now. If I understand the warrant article, they wanna also change the wording, so we can use the funds for maintenance. Right, which we added into your budget for this year.
correct?
Just let me, so my point is,
I'll take this one.
okay,
Oh,
so I guess, to me, it seems to make more sense to put it into the clerk's budget every year as needed,
which number?
where it's accessible, and just dissolving this fund since we have our vote counting machine. I'm looking for feedback, that's all. You wanna take this one first?
So right now it's in the operating budget, the reason it's in the operating budget and the clerk's budget
Right,
is because the fund currently
Is this mine?
has a purpose
Thank you.
to just purchase the machine.
mhm,
After the machine was purchased, it had come to the attention, there is numerous maintenance fees as well as the town has to pay for each election to,
yeah, that I understand,
set and then they have a support. So it makes more sense to change the purpose, it's also the trustee of trust funds, they recommended to do this. There's gonna be extra fees in there because it was originally supposed to be for, poll check-ins? Yeah, poll check-ins and that, which the poll books were decided not to go through with. So there's extra funds in there that the clerk can utilize for the maintenance, each election, support. It's just, to me, it's a smarter idea than, putting it in a budget each year.
but ultimately, it's gonna have to be refunded, right, once we deplenish, I think there was like 16 grand in there.
Yeah, the 6 day dance, I think that still has to pay for the ballot machines, right?
We still have
Oh, we haven't paid for the ballot
No.
machine yet?
No.
No,
Okay,
I think this, cause next year we plan to. We plan to put money in, back into the trust fund. And not put
and
it
not
on
in the
your,
operating budget,
on her budget,
okay.
you were distracting me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. So a couple of things, originally when this fund was, when the ETF was started, it was, the intent was to buy two all along. When I first got elected, talking about buying two, and I kept saying, go to Ospey, they don't have two. There was always concerns, what if it goes down, you got the backup, it's not that simple, whatever. So it's like, we don't need to buy two, but we're gonna need to repurchase this in the future. And we know it's going to be more expensive. When they first bought the vote counting machine in Ospey a few years ago, and it took, and they would have bought one a lot sooner, by the way, but it took a long time for the state to approve a new machine, right?
Right.
So it's getting more and more expensive. So we can continue, because we're gonna have to replace this someday. We were going to take the money from the ETF for the book and for the software updates every election that we have. But we couldn't because the trustees of the trust funds felt that the language didn't allow for that expenditure. This is to do that, is to change the language to allow for that expenditure to come from that. Because this isn't a one-time thing, but it's not the same cost every year. Because this year we have a couple of elections,
Right,
every 4 years we have 4 elections, so that cost will be a little bit more, so.
Last year we had one.
yeah, no, I understand that, just to me, it seemed like it'd be easier just to include that in the clerk's budget than have it in something that has to be dispersed by the trustees, but.
And again, the logic behind all of us was, it's for that machine, so.
Okay, just, thank you.
And to your point about dissolving it, we're gonna have to buy another machine someday, so if we have money in there and put money in there,
Okay, thank you,
we can.
I have a thought.
go ahead.
So, something like.
What article are you on?
7,
Good number.
so if the revolving fund in the fire department passes, then we wouldn't be using like that Parsons Field money toward the capital reserve fund it's always been used toward. That's the kind of thing that the revolving fund would enable, right?
I think that would probably still go into that fund.
We'd have to pick one maybe.
You could probably look at that and see if that could be.
It could be different funds, but it would definitely go to the fire department.
Right, the thing there though is, the revolving fund is taking in monies from the activities of these departments, where that is just a mutual aid handing of money because you're there for us if you need us, it's not, I don't think that money travels the same.
No.
But that's,
You don't want
Oh,
it to,
yeah, I mean, if it doesn't count as a mutual aid reimbursement,
well, it does,
It
it
does.
just doesn't count as something that their departments generated from their activities.
but the way that they wrote the revolving fund
Oh, okay.
language is that revenue from mutual aid reimbursements would go into it.
Oh, I didn't read that.
The
I
intent
probably
was for that money
hopscotched
to go
it.
into the revolving fund moving forward.
For the Parsons Field money, that was in the rough draft you submitted to the select board.
Correct,
Well,
that
that's
was
in
my
there.
intent. That way we don't have to vote on it every year and it's still there, like I said, to supplement a future purchase.
There you go.
But it has to be on the warrant this year, because if that doesn't pass, that still has to happen, because it's
Right.
existed since 1963.
And isn't,
yeah,
Okay,
it doesn't actually say 20,000.
do you have any other questions about the warrants? You ready to,
Trucking equipment capital reserve,
no, she was
Any other
talking
questions?
about number 7,
Mike,
Not about
well,
that.
this is 7,
let me,
which is
wait a
the,
minute, Vicky.
huh?
So
Isn't that supposed to
it might be on there somewhere.
no, that's 2,000, that's Carson Field. I think you,
Oh, the first one.
yeah, you read the whole thing, it's Carson.
Sneaky.
Okay, so the fire truck equipment that we got on a warrant, it said 2,000.
Two now, that almost sounds
We
the
said
same.
it's 20.
One has $300 and the other has 160,000.
Isn't all
probably-
Oh, well, I don't know.
So that's going
I
to the
thought
fire
we
trucks
just
and stuff.
agreed.
We gotta go to number
Okay.
7.
I know, I did, and number 7 is this one.
Right. And basically, you see here, 2,000. For parts and Rec.
Oh, okay,
Got it?
yeah,
Good, Vicky?
yep.
Anybody have any end of questions about any of the other warrants? Before we move on, okay. And finally, public comments.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry, Leo had something. Wasn't on the agenda.
I told you,
Oh, yeah, that was under any other business, sorry.
selectmen's business. We have to make a motion.
Don't leave me, leave him.
Yeah, but you need this.
Yeah, I don't know about the timing.
Yeah, we got it, we're,
While I'm reviewing this, I'm okay with public comment if you
so
want.
it's this number right here, right here.
I got all head shakes, so
That is
no
not
public
what we're
comments.
voting on. That's not what's on the manifest.
That's, we approved this number. The rest of it's all.
Duly
coming out of
noted, sir. State your name and where you're from.
We
Go
haven't,
ahead, go to public comments.
We did, I'm ready to adjourn.
well, we haven't talked about
Oh.
revisiting anything. I mean, we've revisited a lot of things.
Well, I thought,
But not formally.
I thought we kinda have, but if you have something particular, we can,
I mean, this is my first year doing this, so
well, part of that was just based on where everything went today. But I told you guys if there was anything you wanted to revisit, to let me know.
The only thing is do this.
So if there's something in the budget that you guys wanna revisit, I brought everyone with me.
so our next meeting would just be a final review of warrant articles and then we're going into a public hearing.
And then we'll be, right, then we'll be getting ready for the public meeting.
What is the, February date for public hearing?
That was my question.
And it's up there,
It's February 10th.
210.
thank you.
The 10th?
The snow date of February 11th.
Tuesday, Wednesday?
I feel like it's all gone very quickly.
Fast.
Mm-hmm, and a little
feel-
loosey-goosey at times. And, you know, when you review everything a chunk at a time without having a full picture at the beginning and only getting a full picture at the very last minute,
We can schedule another meeting.
that's
so
kinda where I'm going.
Then,
Maybe I'm unpopular.
Today, I talked to
Okay.
him today or yesterday. I talked-
we could,
There was another meeting scheduled for.
well, the next
There is.
next meeting is the 27th, but that's when we review the final warrant article drafts. But if you guys wanna get together before then and just kinda go over everything,
I think that's a wonderful idea.
we can do that.
And clear pages saying what exactly the figures are right and everything written's the way it's supposed to be.
Okay. So everything,
That's
so
what
you
I'm-
wanna review everything we've approved?
Yes, I want everything changed, you know, what's been changed and figures and everything.
Okay, so the next question is when and what, it can't be a Tuesday.
On the 27th? Oh,
No, they want, the budget committee wants to meet before that. So the select board have the next Tuesday, so. we
Well, I
can-
know Wednesdays we open, right?
Next Wednesday?
Is next Wednesday open, Rosemary?
Cause the building
Pulling up the
committee,
calendar right now.
yeah, the building committee is on
On
Tuesday nights.
Wednesdays, we don't have building.
Yeah, it's on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Oh, it's Tuesday?
What,
That's, I can't see if there's anything up
When,
there.
no, because nobody's utilizing the calendar, even though I put it up there, so when does the ZBA meet?
First
got
Wednesday of
first-
the
The
month.
first Wednesday of the month.
Next Wednesday's open on the town calendar,
the 21st?
the 21st, correct?
Okay,
Does anybody like to look at it? I got
You wanna prove it?
it. There you go.
Can't believe you put that stuff on your phone.
That's the website.
That's perfect. Alright, so how's the 21st work for everybody?
6 o'clock,
6 o'clock, that work for you, Mr. Chairman? You're busier than we are.
I'm open.
You're open, Vicky, that work for you?
I am.
Jim?
What day are we talking?
Next Wednesday?
I don't have a life, so.
That's
A
why
simple-
we're here.
A s-
Obviously none of us do
a simple yes would do.
I'll switch.
Alright, so then the next meeting will be on the 21st at 6 o'clock. And then the next meeting will be the 27th, unless we have to have another next meeting.
Are we gonna have all the update sheets? Caitlin,
Okay, she says.
the warrants and all that.
I can have that to you guys.
Alright, so we'll have the updated warrant drafts, and we got Caitlin's fancy spreadsheet. I'll make copies of everything the budget committee has approved through this season.
We
That's
get
gonna
the,
cost the town a fortune.
Can we get the carryovers too, so we can apply that to the operating budget, what's lapsing? So
On
right
reserve,
now, I think you're
on
about
reserve?
211.
On reserve?
No, the operating budget, cause I think what's lapsing is about $211,000 and change. You got $30,000 you're carrying over, you must have some other carryovers, I believe. I didn't catch them, but I'd just like to know what's.
Yes, we have the Avatar carryover,
Whatever it is, just that we.
Okay, for them, yeah.
the things we
just want
voted
the
to carry over at the last select.
I'm glad it was popular.
We can do this as often as you want, we just need to have everything done before the public meeting. Alright, so January 21st at 6 o'clock. We'll see you guys again, I'll have my part, and
Yeah,
I'll get
don't adjourn yet.
Caitlin's part. And are you all set with the select board?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Go ahead and what?
We gotta make a motion to approve. That's why I gave it to you. I can't
Well,
make
that's
a
Yeah, how can
motion.
we be done with our stuff if they're not done with their stuff?
Well,
You gave it to me.
we don't have,
there's a
we don't have to
signature
wait
line
for
at the
them, not
bottom,
for this.
Yeah, but
What is it?
since I'm the treasurer for EPS, I can't vote.
We got a joint meeting and not a joint agenda.
I don't know, we.
Make a motion to accept voucher number 7 for the historic town hall project in the amount of $16,533.38.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You
I
good
can't
now,
vote.
sir?
I can't vote.
No, are you good now?
Yes.
Alright, then I make a motion to adjourn the budget committee meeting at 8:07. Is that a second, Vicky?
Oh, you didn't hear me? Yes.
All I heard was,
Yeah,
all in favor?
Aye.
Any crazies opposed? Thank you, everyone, for your patience, your input.
Surprisingly, it's only legal, so it
I-
feels like that went a lot longer.
Yeah, that was a long 2 hours.
Well, I want everybody to get the information they need and definitely don't wanna rush the process, but don't wanna prolong it unnecessarily either,
Right.
so.
Well, next year, comps, salaries, salary base goes. That's what I'd like to see.
Yep, that's gonna go, and we're gonna update the procedures as a group, but some of the stuff that we've done this year, we've talked about changing and some additional information, I agree with you, we should have that before
It's a lot.
we start the process. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Be here next week.
You'll be here next week?
Oh, yeah.
Baby driving me crazy.
Are you avoiding the baby?
No? Why would I wanna miss this? I'm as involved in it as I can be.
Are you like really here just for security in case things get heated?
No? I like being involved.
in case there's a fight.
Look at Vicky, that happened,
Yeah.
that happened at the historical committee meeting.
But look how much insight I helped being here. All questions that you might not have.
Yeah.
Thank you for being